the fear of the spread of the virus being impacting them. Therefore, it is important to determine that if the sports participation independently affected the health of adolescents athletes during the COVID-19 pandemic. So again, they were not aware if there's any research that had been conducted during that time. With the methodology aspect, the study was approved by the University of Wisconsin and Madison Institutional Review Board in September of 2020. In the summer of 2020, there was a return to sport guidelines that were provided by the National Federation of High School Associations to all high schools in the United States. This guideline will provide help to reduce the spread of COVID-19, as well as the risk factors that could come about contingent on the type of sports that were being played at that time. So out of the 510 schools in Wisconsin, there were only 305 schools who actually sponsored their teams to play sports. There were in Wisconsin high school athletes, the males and females average age ranged from 13 to 19. The grade levels were from 9 through 12. They were recruited and participated in the studies, which was completed online anonymously. So it was an anonymously online survey in October 2020. Among all the sports, cross country was one of the most widely used sports that actually participated in sports due to less contact. So the researcher used a quantitative cross-sectional study, and in the cross-sectional study, the investigators able to measure the outcome and the exposure in study participation during that time. So they're able to do it simultaneously. During this time, the researchers was able to recruit through emails. So the emails were sent to athletic trainers and coaches at 44 schools that would solicit their athletes to participate in the study. The survey was completed anonymously, so no personal information was collected from the participants. However, the survey information page required the potential participant to acknowledge that they have read the information and that they have received their parents' permission to be able to complete this survey. And so if they click yes, then they were able to go to the next step. And if they click no, then the survey will automatically end and they would not be able to participate. This is the standard practice for most anonymous online surveys. At this time, that the survey contained 69 items, and it included a section of demographic information. In the result, there was a total of 559 Wisconsin school athletes. Grades ranged from 9 through 12 and ages from 13 to 19 that completed the online survey. The survey, again, contained 69 items. It also was validated through 3 different instruments used to measure the physical, mental, and the HRQOL in adolescents. In the plow group, the participants were less likely to report moderate to severe symptoms of anxiety and depression. They also demonstrated a higher and better pediatric function activity brief scale that was used to score that as well. As for the pediatric quality of life inventory scores, the scores were averaged between 7 and 6.8. In conclusion, the athletes who played high school sports in the fall of 2020 demonstrated fewer symptoms of anxiety and depression than those students who did not play sports at all. And so during the study, the DNP group was more than 6 times as likely to describe moderate to severe symptoms of anxiety, more than twice as likely to acknowledge moderate severe symptoms of depression. So even after there were the researcher, and there were many people that worked on this research. We have Timothy McQuinn, Kevin Bias, Scott Hetzel, to name a few that actually worked on this dissertation, um, were able to